I've been playing Dark Souls 1 for nearly a decade. The first time I was introduced to the series was when my cousin sat me down and pulled out a book containing every enemy from Dark Souls 1 and its DLC. By just looking at these character models and watching the Centipede Demon boss on his iPhone, I knew I would be hooked, which prompted me to immediately run to his room and begin a new save. And just like that, I became an immediate Souls fan. 8 years later, I'm sitting in my college classroom, extremely fucking bored, staring at the clock, and a good friend Finn taps me on my left shoulder, and focuses my attention towards the Mac for a trailer. A trailer that looked oddly familiar and nostalgic, belonging to one of the most exceptional games I've ever played. So please, allow me to tap you on your shoulder and introduce you to one of the greatest RPGs ever made and one of the greatest video games to release in recent memory.
Together we will devour the very core.
The Lands Between is one of my favourite open worlds in recent memory. I've seriously played very few games that got me as immersed in any world such as TLB, yeah, that's what we're going to be calling it, because not only are there so many activities such as exploring dungeons, caves, or ruins, there's secret bosses lurking around, puzzles, and so much more that I don't want to spoil. I think my favourite thing about The Lands Between is the way it's designed, and my favourite example is this fucking prick you meet in the first 5 minutes of exploring. This Sentinel of the Tree is a lesson of knowing your place in this world. And while yes, you are the main character, you may think you're entitled to such respect, in the context of this world, you are nothing, an insect to the gods looming in the distance and the enemies that stand above you. What this teaches you is that immediate respect of humbleness, and encourages exploration to gather better resources and experience to become worthy of the game's greatest and menial foes. Elden Ring teaches you to respect its world and challenges, because if you don't, you're just simply going to die immediately and have a fucking awful time with this game. So to get the most out of this game, you have to respect and understand that this world has rules, and in order to get a chance at manipulating them, you have to earn the right and play along. I really hope that makes sense. Something else I wanted to mention was the lore surrounding this world and the characters within it. You're gonna see countless things in this game that'll catch your eye and make you wonder what you're seeing and why it's even happening. Why is there a giant yellow tree in the distance? Why is this poor horse carrying this behemoth of a man? What happened to this world and why is it so grey and bleak despite it looking so beautiful and full of life? These kinds of questions will encourage you to indulge in the history and make you genuinely excited to uncover each and every detail of these environments and bring everything full circle. This is one of the few games I've played where the lore genuinely intrigued me and inspired an examination of everything in a way that really added to the game instead of taking away from it, like many of the other games I've played. Without spoiling too much, The Lands Between is a map that always keeps me coming back for more. It's addictive in a way I can't even explain, has so many absurd events that are outrageously enjoyable, and has hundreds of hours of content that's extremely high quality and worthwhile. If you're someone who wants to get the most out of the games you buy, then this is going to keep you busy for a very, very long time. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the mascots of this game. The bosses. When discussing any FromSoftware game, you can't not mention the boss fights, because these guys are not only the mascots of this game, they're tests of endurance, skill, and overall perseverance that will challenge you on every metric. This game is full, and I mean full, of memorable and iconic boss encounters that will most definitely stick with you for countless years to come. Whether it's the bloodthirsty Moog, the swift Melania, or this piece of shit. Every single one of these battles are punishing and extremely versatile in a way that's addictive. That's what makes these games so memorable right off the bat, is that feeling of pride and accomplishment associated with each individual victory. Throwing your character into an arena of death over and over again might not sound like fun in theory, but there's something about the way these games are designed which encourages this aggressive attitude towards failure. In most games, or life in general, when we fail, defeat is discouraging in a way that angers us. However, in Elden Ring, defeat is seen as a hidden victory. Through each death, a new attack is learned. Through every death, that health bar will wiggle down each time more and more, and before you know it, you'll enter a flow state of flawless gameplay where you dance with the boss and are brought to the death where you inevitably win. Why this is so important is these games genuinely enforce mental lessons that are extremely valuable. Persevering through failure is something I struggled with, however these games taught me that it's okay to fail. Because through every loss is a new win. Through every defeat is a new victory. I know I'm getting pretty heavy into the philosophy of these games, but it's important to communicate because the entire appeal around these games is built within these encounters. Please don't be put off by these games if they look too hard, because while yes, they're most definitely challenging, they're not impossible and extremely beatable by anyone who's willing to learn and push themselves. And if you really are struggling, there's no shame in asking for help from the community or exploiting some of the game's builds or even using summons like me. And there's so much more I didn't mention, like the fact that all of these bosses are unique and enjoyable. Most of them have multiple phases, they all have really fun designs and mechanics that keep everything fresh and varied. Yeah, so the bosses are amazing, I could talk about them all fucking day. However, this game has one last thing I'd like to mention that really won me over, and I'm sure it'll win you over too. I don't think you can really talk about Elden Ring without mentioning the wide build variety that's at your disposal here. I'm gonna make this brief, but this game accommodates almost every single build you would want to do and offers you endless variety in how you want to go about it. Creating and optimizing your character has been key out of any Souls game, however here it feels extremely incentivized to pick and commit to a build you feel comfortable with, because it encourages you to think outside of the box and mesh other weapons together. For example, in my playthrough, I used the Stormhound Fang, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and I might even show this in footage, it depends if I'm too lazy. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to zip across the map for sneaky slices, while occasionally swapping to Mohg's Blood Spear, which allowed me to perform this heinous attack. What I love the most about these builds is it goes so much further than just what weapons you wield or how you engage with the enemies. It's also about role-playing. What kind of character do you want to be in the context of this universe? Are you a hero that stands as an Elden Lord? Or will you watch the world burn in its ashes and kill all the fucking NPCs that inhabit it? Words can't describe how much fun I had creating and optimizing this character because it led to so many moments of discovery and triumph. It made me immerse myself further in this world and take everything seriously. And it made me appreciate every ounce of this fantastic narrative in a way that no other FromSoft game has. And most importantly of all, it offered me the opportunity to escape into the role of the Tarnished and become entirely focused at the quest at hand. Is this game hard? Yes. Is it soul-crushingly difficult? Oh, you bet your fucking ass it is. But is it an experience you should indulge with? I believe so. This game has so many worthwhile qualities. It has amazing bosses, great gameplay, fantastic art direction, an amazing open world, great exploration, traversal, everything. The fucking OST is so good, everything in this game is fantastic. There's honestly too many reasons why you should play this game, so just go out and play it. And with the Shadow of the Erdtree expansion that just released, I'm extremely excited to play it, and I'd be happy if you guys would join me. Once again, thank you so much for watching the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It really helps me out in the algorithm. And I hope you have a fantastic day, so take care guys, bye bye.